What has Nick Herbig done to prepare himself for this moment?
Yeah, I mean, he's someone who's been working all year. Ever since he got here. From the first day of OTAs, he's came in and he's worked hard and everything. Like I said, every time he's come in, he's made a play and he's made some type of impact play. And so, for him to be able to come in and step up, he's built for these moments, and I'm just excited to see what he does.
How would you expect Buffalo to handle you now with TJ out? Do you expect different kind of approach?
Yeah, man, I'm just excited for the opportunity, for the challenge, and just know that I'm just gonna go in there and just get after it and just continue to rush. And so I'm just looking forward to just getting there. And honestly can't wait for Sunday. It's only Tuesday right now, or Monday right now. But I'm so excited to get there and get ready to go.
Alex, there have been other vets that have come in here. Why has Marcus worked so well with you guys?
Yeah, because he's just an awesome guy in the locker room. He's not only a great player on the field, but he's also a great teammate, a great leader as well. He's a veteran. He's been in this league for a while, and he's been doing it at a high level for a while. So for him to come in here and do what he's done, has just been awesome for us. And so I just look forward to just continuing to build that relationship with him. And just it's so awesome, seeing the way he comes in and just provides great reps for us when he comes in.
Sorry guys, I got to get
How's the feeling in here, the mood today?
It feels good. Everybody excited we're in the playoffs, so we just got to get to work and keep stacking these days.
What'd your dad say?
We in now, so we got to work. Playoff peasy, definitely.
What did you? Have you played when it comes to a quarterback that can really run, especially when you're on the corner like that, and if you see a quarterback of that size, that's going to be a pretty unique challenge for you, right? And the run game, you support?
Yes, definitely. You just run support, even scramble rules, just because he could leave the pocket and create something with his leg to get the guys open downfield. So it's definitely a lot that goes in the game when you got a mobile quarterback like him with a strong arm that could get the ball anywhere at any time. So it's definitely going to be a fun matchup, and I'm ready for it.
Joey, sorry if you've already been asked this, but the challenges of Stephon Diggs, how excited are you for that matchup? And at the same time, what challenges specifically does he pose a receiver of that caliber?
I said this before. He's a top wide receiver in the game. A lot of respect to him, but I feel like I can hang with the best of them. I feel like I showed that on tape. So I'm definitely ready for this matchup. I know he's a good wide receiver that likes to talk. So I'm gonna be ready for all that. Definitely.
Joey, does that make your job a little tougher with a guy like Allen and covering a guy like Diggs, because he can, he has so much time back there, and you have to stay on this guy for a while?
Yeah, but that's what I do for a living. I look for these type of matchups, and they got a good duo over there, and I'm doing my best to try to disrupt that. And like I said before, I'm ready for these type of matchups. I've been looking for this all my life, so I'm just ready now.
Is Allen unique just because he may run, but he might lower his shoulder instead of slide?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how tall dude is, but he's like 6'5" something, 2 something. So he's definitely a big guy. He likes to hurdle, jump, truck people. Definitely a freak of nature, and I feel like we prepare for that. We got guys that can handle that. So, it's football at the end of the day. So we're gonna just be playing.
It's a while since you guys played with KZ. To get him back, what impact was that?
Oh man, it's definitely a locker room booster. Already when I came in, I heard him already down the hallway. So everybody's happy that KZ's back. He's a great part of this defense, and we're excited for him.
Think you make it back this week, Joe?
Yeah, I really don't know. I would hope so, but just having him back on the field too would bring another spark to the defense. So we're gonna rock out whoever we have on the field and just continue to play good ball.
Do you feel like he was close going to Baltimore, Minka?
I really don't know. I don't really take care of those type of things.
Sorry if you've already been asked this too, but just what excites you the most about your first playoff game in the National Football League?
Oh man, it's my rookie year. This is something I always wanted checked off on the list, playing in the playoffs, and it's no better way to do it in the playoffs versus a good team like that. So I'm just, like I said before, I'm gonna just do my job and try to do it well and put another guy on the list.
Joey, how were you guys able to do it? I mean, it looked grim after the Colts game. How were you guys able to get back in this position?
Like we always had talks with our DC and everything. We played great football before. We played winning football before. It's nothing impossible. We just had to get back to the basics, communicate, and play fast football like the Steelers do. And I feel like the past couple of weeks we've been doing that to a T. Offense been stepping up. Special teams been stepping up. I just feel like we playing good football in all 3 phases of the game.
You certainly know big special teams play can be in this stadium going back a couple of years, and especially now in the playoffs. In terms of your guys' attention to detail against them and their units, I mean, how on your screws are you for this one?
Oh, we're on them. I think the attention to detail is heightened. We have a lot of moving pieces right now as far as injuries go, but we are very focused on the task at hand. I can speak specifically for special teams. Buffalo has a great unit. We saw an explosive play just this last game, and so we are on our screws, as you put it. We're going to be paying a lot of close attention to who we need to focus on, and honing in on this game plan that Danny presents to us today.
Is that consistent with them, especially in their return game, to take chances like that?
Sure,
Yeah.
no doubt. They have an aggressive group. They're very well coached, and so it's going to be a tall task for us.
How do you describe the mood among you guys? I mean, yesterday playing a little bit of the waiting game. Now, hey, you're in the playoffs.
Feels pretty energetic in here. I would say it's a lot different than other teams that I've been on. When I say teams, I mean other times we've been in the playoffs. It feels a little different. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of energy, and so I'm very optimistic with how we're going to go out and play this weekend.
Is that energy, excitement, is that what feels different, or is it more?
I can't really put my finger on it. I just think across the board it just feels very cohesive. And I would say as a team, it's really exciting in this building today. And I can't wait to see how this week plays out.
Did it feel like a switch was kind of flipped the last few weeks? Or did it?
It seems that way, doesn't it? It definitely seems like, this Steelers team that you're seeing play today is a lot different than maybe even at the beginning of the season. And I think that might come with experience. I think that comes with just the camaraderie that's being built. But ultimately, I'm really just encouraged by everyone seems to have each other's backs. And, the next man up mentality is just, it's been on display.
Sometimes this league is so about, getting hot at the right time. Is that, right. Taking that momentum into the playoffs, like, how, is that a huge part of this?
Well, yeah, if you're going to pick a time to get hot, I guess right now is the time to do it. And so I'm excited to see what we do.
Was it a relief going into the night game knowing you were in, as opposed to sweating that out possibly?
Oh, yeah. I mean, a lot of us watched it together, So we were high-fiving each other, watching it on TV. It was definitely a relief, especially because we needed Jacksonville to lose. And, look what happened. We would have needed Buffalo to lose, and then they won. And so it was super exciting. I rarely find myself rooting for another team, but that was the case.
Where were you watching it?
We were just watching it together. I don't want to say where, but it was, we were hanging out.
Yeah. How many
Oh man, you know what? You should ask Miles Jack that question.
We did.
I think it was. No, he's a great energy. He's all over the place, and so he brings experience, he brings professionalism, and he's just a great guy to have in the locker room.
You mentioned injuries and next man up.
Sure.
Is that it's not obviously not positive here, but you guys have been through it all year. How much does that help kind of replacing some of the guys in him that potentially will be out for these games?
Right. We've had injuries all year. I just mentioned Miles Jack. He was at home, handling a hockey team and got a call. You know what I mean? And now he's here in this locker room interviewing right across the way. And so, it's the NFL, but I think it's Steelers specific that everyone is prepared to step up if their number's called. I'm playing dime linebacker last game. You know what I mean? Like, it's insane. But it's just one thing that we have to do, and so we do it with a smile.
Thank you.
What are maybe the safeties to potentially get Minka, KZ, maybe Trent back?
Huge. It's exactly what you would imagine. You want to have a cohesive unit all together, and when guys come back off of injury, off of suspension, that's exactly what we get, cohesive unit.
Speaking of filling in, as a group, how do you guys fill in for TJ potentially not?
That's the thing. When you lose a player like TJ, that caliber, it's not necessarily about trying to replace everything that he brings to the table, because he's TJ Watt. It's hard to replace that. But what we can do is divvy out the responsibility amongst the guys who are playing, and I think everyone is up to the task to step up and give everything that they have, and that's what's going to be expected of them.
So can you say how many of you got together yesterday to watch that game?
Oh, all the DBs watched together. It wasn't anywhere crazy. It was just we were just having a lot of fun, and that's just what it was.
Yeah. A lot of guys were watching Jags Titans yesterday, obviously, but were you watching Bills Dolphins, trying to already start studying, knowing that you might see some of those guys from Buffalo?
I don't think we were too much locked in about it. I think we're going to get in the lab tomorrow. Make sure we got our game plan locked in. And just take it all in.
What do they call you? Ice?
No, that's just something me and Jack. It's like an inside joke. That's something we.
How are your teammates kind of? Are they reacting to you any differently, just knowing that your role is about to increase at the most important part of the season?
Not really. We kind of had a bond this whole year, and I think that they believe in me, which I appreciate. A lot of guys are just telling me, hey, we believe in you. Like, it's your time to step up. How this team out, obviously TJ too is telling me that. So just having that support from a bunch of the guys, especially guys in the room, my coaches, I'm just excited.
How much does it help that you guys have had that next man up and you've been dealing with injuries here for half the season now?
Yeah, I think it's at every position. You could look at every position that we've had injuries at. Guys have came in and stepped up regardless if they're here or if we brought them in on a short day's notice. People have stepped up. They made the most of the opportunity. And I just think that's Coach Tomlin, just preaching the standard is a standard, and the train's going to keep moving regardless.
We've seen you obviously make an impact with your pass rushing. How confident are you in run stopping and that side of the game as well?
I'm just a football player, man. I just go out there and whatever play they call, I'm going to go play to the best of my abilities.
Might be a snow game. It's probably going to be at least a windy game. I guess you get all the kind of warm weather playing out of your system at Wisconsin, or you like these games, or are they still kind of, you're like, I'm from Hawaii, I don't want to do it?
Sure, yeah, I played at Wisconsin, so the weather is never really a factor. At the end of the day, it's just football, and we'll be playing in the same weather as them.
Nick, you mentioned opportunities. How do you view this opportunity personally?
It just comes down to your preparation and hard work, and when the lights come on, we're going to see the preparation and hard work come to fruition.
In terms of size and strength, getting Allen to the ground, how much of a challenge is that?
He's a big dude. We played him once before, but he's a big dude. He's hard to get down, so we're going to have to bring it.
I think if TJ can't play, this isn't the first time your defense had to overcome a pretty sizable loss. How do you guys kind of do that again?
Like I said, Coach Tomlin been saying the whole year the standard is a standard. So I think we've done a great job at every position, regardless if it's TJ or not, stepping up and filling into bigger roles.
Sorry if you've already been asked this. Okay, sorry if you've already asked this, but just for you, how excited are you? You're playing your first playoff game as a rookie in the National Football League. You're going to a crazy environment.
That's just stuff you dream about when you're a little kid. You see this on TV, like wild card weekend, like you see that. So just being able to be a part of it, and trying to leave my mark.
Are you you have to watch that type of game by yourself or with a group?
I'm gonna make sure our kids are in bed by 7:29, and I'll be watching it with my wife's from Michigan alum too, so we'll be watching it together.
How about the Jacksonville game? Like you guys all get together, and what was the reaction when you saw?
I was just watching that at home. Kids running around the house with my wife, and obviously it's what we needed. I was very happy that happened, so we weren't staying up till 11:30 at night watching the Buffalo game. We go to bed early and get some sleep, so it's exciting.
How much of an initial scouting report did you give yourself in the Buffalo game? Did you watch any of it?
I didn't watch any of the Buffalo game. I watched some of it this morning though, and man, we know this is a good team. We played them last year, knew it was a good team. There's really sound fundamental defense, and it'll be a big challenge for us.
How much of a relief was it to know that you guys were going to the playoffs before it got to Sunday Night Football?
Big relief. Again, it was nice to be able to go to bed at a decent time and not have to stay up and stress over that game, but it was just good to know we're in. It's been 6 years in this league for me now, my first time in the playoffs, so I'm excited, we're excited, and we can't wait for this opportunity.
How do you just describe, the feeling, the fact that, a couple weeks ago things weren't looking too great after the Colts game, and now you guys are here, you clawed your way back, and you're in the playoffs.
This game is crazy. The highs and lows in the season are so dramatic. 5 weeks ago, it kind of felt like the world was ending, and here we are with a chance to go on the road and get a playoff victory. So I know it's been a while here in Pittsburgh that we've had a playoff win, and we're going to do everything we can to get it done this week.
Mason, what's the key to keeping your wave going that you guys have been running?
Yeah, I think we've kind of had this recipe for the last few weeks now, getting the run game going, and it opens up some shots and stuff, staying on third and manageable for the most part, and that's always been the recipe. We've just been executing. We see if we do execute how it works. So going forward, that would still be the recipe.
Given the circumstances, how bad the weather could be, we just played in a lousy weather game of a slightly different variety in Baltimore, but is it possible you guys will be leaned on again? The passing game can't really light it up through the air given the weather circumstances?
Yeah, that's just this time of the year. Going to play a road playoff game in Buffalo. I didn't expect it to be sunny and 75, so that's what it's all about. It's just playoff football. Elements are going to be a part of it, and we'll have to handle them as well as they do. So.
Based on all your and Wade asked Najee, like, what's the identity of this team? Because we're running to the back, we're running to the back. And it looked like, with some misses along the way, that's been the case. Why has it been more successful of late?
I think as the wear and tear of the season goes on, the run game becomes ever more important. And we've talked about it since the beginning of OTAs and training camp, how as the road gets narrow, as the season goes on, the bigs are going to make the difference in the game. And we've seen that. And late in December, when the weather's crappy, you have to rely on the run game. And these last few weeks we have. And again, we're going to need it again in Buffalo.
Is it gratifying to know that when they know you're going to run it, you know you're going to run it, you can still be successful?
That's the best part about playing offensive line, when you can do that.
How about their bigs up front defensively?
Again, super talented group. Like I said, they're a fundamental group, but they play within their defense super, super well. And again, it'll be a big challenge for us.
Was it hard going to bed not knowing? I mean, you knew you were in, but you didn't know where you were going.
No, once I knew we were in, I slept like a baby. I had no trouble sleeping, so maybe the best sleep I've had in a while. So, no, I knew by that time we knew we were either going to Buffalo or KC. We knew the weather was going to be crappy either way, so I slept just fine.
How did you find out this morning it was Buffalo?
I got a text from DY, our ops guy, and said that we had meetings today and we were playing Buffalo at Sunday at 1.